Yeah, I mean, you can ask, like, Aaron or some of the, like, the other Yoshi community members. I genuinely do just find really, 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 really complicated ways to die for, like, no reason. And it just looks so simple. I don't feel like I'm ever doing anything wrong. But somehow I managed to break something within the Super Effects chip, or, like, just this game's memory or whatever nonsense. Or finding, like, new things for no reason, like the fact that in some water areas, they decided to not program water, and the submarine can't move when there's no water. So you just fall to your death. You can't see that you're falling to your death. You just die, even though you think you're just driving the fucking submarine like normal. Stuff like that. That's irritating. Yeah, literally you have to find the task and go figure out what the fuck went wrong. Yay. That's our version of class. It's sub-pixel perfect and frame perfect. Except there's no other setup. Like, you just have to do that setup. There is another setup that's harder, but it doesn't save any time. In the context of an RTA run. So it does feel nice to get that first try. It does save like 25 seconds, so like you probably should do it. How's SM64 been? I feel like I've just like barely been dodging some of your streams as of lately. Now you've been doing both 70 and 16. Little tiny things like that, I need to not destroy my mental. And that. I say that, but I can't stop thinking about how I just lost 3 seconds just for that. And because I keep freaking missing that guy. I feel that. Nice heart. Yesterday I was just crashing out all stream and just had to end because like I worked an extra day this week and ended up draining my social battery more than I thought. I'd like another egg, please. Thank you. Oh wait, I didn't need another egg. Yeah, I was honestly like, after yesterday, I was like, I definitely should have just been doing practice or something. I would have been fine. Mid 4x is okay for Bert. Certainly not bad, it's just... definitely should be better. It also doesn't help that this is just not a short category either. So, understanding like that you're already tired and then getting 45 minutes into a run, one thing goes wrong, you're probably just going to be highly irritable and it's just going to crash and burn. I honestly like it better, but it is definitely an adjustment. Like, the first run I did, I was, like, very tired. I couldn't do more than, like, one run a day, like, after that either. But, like, you slowly adjust, and you slowly, like, get stamina built up to the point where randomly you'll just be able to do an 11-hour stream of just attempts, which is crazy that I even did that today, to be honest to me. But at the same time, I do have to say, I definitely feel like I have more of like a... I vibe more with this game than I do with SM64 for sure. Like, shit that pisses me off in this game generally just makes me more interested. Whereas in SM64, I feel like I understand where I go wrong a lot of the times. I just don't like... I don't like a lot of the game as much as, like, I like this game. This game, I feel like I have more freedom of expression with my movement. SM64, I feel like, is like a Bible. Like, and you have to, like, follow it, or else you're kind of screwed. Or at least maybe I just haven't figured out how to be free in that game yet myself. Who knows? Maybe that's the real reason. I haven't found myself in SM64 yet. Like, I have strats that I do in this game that nobody else does. But they still work out and I don't lose time. In comparison to this strat that you'd be, like, comparing against Brett. I think that's the cool thing I like about this game. I could see that, because I used to go for like a lot of the similar stuff that you do, and people would just like rage at me for being like, you only have an 18, you're doing this, or whatever nonsense. That stuff pisses me off. Like, I don't care what time I have, I'm just trying to have a good time. Exactly, as long as you're having fun at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Viewers can kind of kiss my ass if they didn't feel that way. If you're playing this like it's your fucking job, but it's not like your fucking job, then honestly, you shouldn't feel bad. You should, because you're not doing it for yourself at that point. I don't think so, at least. Maybe some people are. Maybe they like treating SM64 like it's another job. I don't. Or speedrunning in general. I just barely squeezed under that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And it's also worse when it's like the people who like treat it like it's their job, but then like they have similar PDs to yours. That's the part that also pisses me off. So many people are like kind of judgmental about that. And it's mostly, it's not like the main community members. It's a lot of the randoms. Like the SM64 has so many randoms. That's also why I like the Yoshi community. It's still like, it's growing again, but it's still kind of like small. Again, I get to enjoy not having as many randoms, I guess. Camera, whatever. Don't do anything I want you to do. And my eggs. No snap? Do we have picks? This 1/8's kind of dog shit, but whatever. I didn't realize this was still OX pace. Just been kind of talking and playing. I guess that's nice. I've always been intrigued by like pet snakes. I've never personally had a reptilian pet before. I've had fish before. I've had cats. I don't really like dogs. Dogs aren't my jam. But I don't know, I feel like reptiles could be cool. I think I lost like 4 seconds here. Actually, maybe 5 with the arrow wheel genetics. So it's just a low 1x, which is still really good. Hey, hello again. Thanks for the good luck again. Yeah, low 1x is definitely acceptable. I just miss the days of getting 0x's consistently like I had been the last few weeks. But who knows? Maybe that was just one of my highs. Another pet I've also wanted to have is a pet rabbit. Oh, that's a new mistake. Good thing I have backup options. I just have to get the egg that I got earlier from the flower. Which I literally just wouldn't even know how to get if I never learned Hundo, which is like super funny. There's like so many backups I know just because I learned like Hundo for 1 and 2, build 1 and 2. I didn't make it. Oh well. It's definitely really late on that, but it's okay. I did not get the egg. Okay. That's not how you do any of that. I don't know why that works out so cleanly. It doesn't make any sense. I should have been punished way harder for that. That's just not how you do that. I'll take it though. What, do I only lose like 2 seconds for it? 1 second for it? And now I have to do 1-2 with 1 egg though. I mean 2-2 with 1 egg though. Too many numbers. I'll go for this egg. Got it, cool. That makes my life easier. That's not good. It's like plus 10 already. I thought I made it over the first one. The tongue licks help you get closer, like, they help you hug around corners more, so they're like intentional slowdowns, like right there. Like, you wouldn't normally be able to hug that corner that tightly. That's what they're for there. If that's what you're referring to. So it does save time to do that. A lot of your time save in this game, like, especially like when you're first starting out, is honestly gonna be mostly in like your movement, like how you perform actions, where you're landing or where you're running on. A lot of slanted curves actually slow you down a lot more than you'd think, and also like being able to use like moves that would normally slow you down to your advantage, like that, so that you can hug turns tighter than that than normal. Like, for me personally, I could still save probably like 30 seconds like on my SRD pretty easily just by like working out a lot of those things. Like if I figure out where they are. That's the thing though, is like understanding where you can actually apply. Without kind of screwing up your overall flow. That's not good. It's a pretty bad roll too so far, unfortunately. That's not what I do there either. I got a double Y press for some reason. Whatever. I'm losing another 10 seconds here. That's not ideal, but I have a crazy sum of best gap, so I should really continue. Just try not to fuck up anymore. Nice, that sounds great. Always excited for more Yoshi runners. That's a little low. Just do the extra flutter just to be safe. I actually should not have made that egg. I really gotta watch my egg count this next stage, or it can kind of screw up some strats. I have an extra that sucks. But yeah, if you have too many eggs going into the next screen in this stage, you don't get the strat where the red Shy Guy comes out of the pipe, and you use him to get rid of the spiky guy. Instead, you have to gamble with the flower, which has RNG mechanics to it, whether or not you can get bubbles. And you also don't get to roll it. There's a second one that does shoot bubbles also. You have to burn an egg for it, and it messes up your egg count for the next level. It just, like, snowballs really fast if you don't pay attention to that. I've been late on the shot every time. I need to stop being late on that shot. It's getting really frustrating now because it's like, it's a shot I've been doing for months. It shouldn't have changed ever, but for whatever reason, muscle memory likes to change for no reason. Using more time on the stage, nice. Get that egg there because of how much egg count matters for 2-7 also. Well, it's less egg count and more of a sprite count on the first screen, so we can get the despawn of the bullet bill. Having more eggs just helps increase that sprite count. It's always been one of my favorite screens in the game too, when executed correctly. Feels nice. Oh, please. But Yeah, normally there's a second bullet bill there that you despawn. You use the sprite overload trick to despawn it because you can't have more than like 20 sprites on the screen at a time. And stars don't go away, so you spawn a shit ton of stars with the big egg because it's just a portable PAL block. There's not enough sprite slots for that bullet bill to spawn. So for the people who don't play Yoshi, looking to learn something about this game and its mechanics and how it works, so that's a cool one for you. Don't hit that. That's unfortunate also. Keep messing up that angle slightly. Aiming is by perfect, like literally per pixel in this game, so if you don't have like the right pixel, sometimes it just kind of screws you. I was definitely off by a little bit more than that, but it is very precise still. And also, your momentum also depicts the egg's trajectory as well, so you gotta watch out for a few things. I wanted to hit the third red nose there, and I hit the second one, I'm pretty sure, because I was aimed too far down. I just screwed up my movement there. It's another really good example of using the tongue to help turn yourself around and start gaining momentum the other direction faster. That one's a little bit harder though, it's very easy to actually lose more time doing that one, so just be careful with that one. I jump up that slope specifically because that slope literally will lose you 2 seconds of time. I know it doesn't seem like much when you're just running over it, but it's a lot. Like, slopes kill so much time. Is that good enough? This boss is an interesting one because it looks super simple, but the boss's mechanics actually depend on your positioning overall. So you can actually force, the way I like to do this fight, there's a couple methods to do it quickly. I like to force him to do the flames first by jumping like this. Then waiting a little bit, and he always does the flames first. And if you jump down and then go neutral and go like this, he only does one push, and then he just goes back to spitting fire, and you just get to push him over. So it's like a ton of cool manips you can learn for this guy. It's like, there's a slightly faster variation to do that too, but if you don't know like where you have to be and the timings of it, the RNG manipulation doesn't work, and it can actually really snowball also. It's like one of those things in this game that looks super simple too, but like if you know the mechanics behind it, you know it's not that simple. And it's very easy to mess up. Like, I've definitely lost like 10 to 15 seconds there just by misplacing one of my jumps. Oh, is it a little loud? Okay, sorry. I see I'm like peaking a little bit, so I thought my mic was fine, but I can turn the gain down. Hopefully that's better. Alright, cool. Another example of just not wanting to be on slopes as much as possible. I'm trying to land on flat ground. And also, if I do land on a slope, because it's going to be inevitable in this level at that time, try to jump off as soon as possible. It's like one of the few instances where you genuinely do want firsties in this game. So you'll see a lot of Yoshi players like jumping a lot, and it's not for no reason, it's for that reason essentially. Sometimes you'll see them do it like when it's like flat ground, but that's, I think at that point it's just out of habit because you know you're supposed to a lot. But most of the time it's actually not just for show. It's actually like you need to be jumping a lot of the times. But yeah, that's also like where I mean, like in the beginning, you really have to choose like where you land wisely. This level is a whole bag of worms I hope to not unravel right now. A whole bucket of worms, whatever the phrase is. So let me focus up. This level is like how screens and spawns work 101. If you mess up one thing in that level, a lot of the times, everything is going to be completely off cycle for you. Like, it's not going to work out the same way as normal. Like, you pretty much have to play that level exactly the same every time. There are definitely strats that are faster that you can do also, but again, it's like once you know that strat, you cannot really back down from that strat. You have to keep doing that strat. Like, that level, like, has no freedom, really. I was talking about that earlier and how, like, Yoshi's Island tends to give me more. That's one of the few instances where you genuinely just cannot that level. Or you're just gonna have a very bad time. That monkey there is a small little optimization I've been doing to try and cut out flutters, which actually also lose you time. So I cut out a flutter that I would normally use to get to that helicopter there just by throwing the monkey at that timing, and then you can bounce on it perfectly and just get the helicopter without having to flutter. It saves you a second. It's actually a very old school strat. There's another strat that you do in that screen that's a lot faster, but it's way harder, and I actually don't understand it yet, which is saying something because I typically pick up on a lot of game mechanics very quickly. So, tried it a few times, I've gotten it a few times, have no idea why it works. My main issue with it is, like, sometimes I just don't get enough leftward momentum off of a monkey bounce, which makes it wildly inconsistent. So like it saves like I think 5 or 6 seconds, but if you mess it up and kill the monkey, you lose like 30 seconds. So the risk just isn't there. I don't want to do it just yet until I know for a fact that I'm gonna do it right every time. Stairs mess with your aiming for no reason, so that's the only way to make stairs look and feel cool. Other than that, stairs suck. We used Froggy to bounce over that and skip most of them there, so that's nice. It's not nice when that frog has bad RNG and messes with you though. That's a good gold. I've been waiting for that gold for a long time. We'll take that. It's one of those where it's like I need to stop making really tiny mistakes that cost a lot. That's one of those levels. And I finally stopped making those tiny mistakes for once, which is nice. That was such a late jump. I'm glad I tongued, because it still would have hit me on the back. And it caused me to lose more time than it would have been just me standing there swallowing him, because he automatically swallows with the fish. You always do that preemptive tongue there, because that fish is RNG, and you never know when he's going to pop up. The vertical fish in this game are RNG. You can't really predict when they're gonna jump up and down. The arcing fish, though, are pretty much always the same, with the exception of, like, the beginning of 3-7. Sometimes they spawn, sometimes they don't. I'm still not sure what causes it. But for the most part, those are the rules you're gonna go by. This boss sucks. I still hate it, even though I'm like somewhat decent at it now. But another boss that looks super simple, but genuinely is not simple at all. This is probably the most complex boss in this game. Is this guy, because his uvula has so many different variables and so many different spots where you can hit him that change the boss fight so much that you can actually beat this boss with only 5 big eggs, but with a maximum of 10 big eggs. So you can save time in this if you know where to shoot and how to shoot. But it's still like kind of inconsistent for me, so I might mess it up. Refocus. See, that was a bad shot because the uvula didn't go as fast. So let me try and get another angled shot. I think this is going to be a 7 shot, unfortunately. Yeah, it's a 7 shot. But yeah, this boss is dependent on how fast and how consistently fast you can make the uvula go back and forth. Usually I try to go for a 6 shot. That seems to be relatively consistent. I don't know how people go for 5 shot consistently. That's hard. This screen is my least favorite in the game. I'm not gonna explain it. It sucks. I'm bad at it. Okay, well, I made it through relatively unscathed, which is nice. Those trees actually have slight curves to them, I think, or something like that. It's really easy to accidentally have your jump eaten by them because of that. Like, you can definitely have your jump eaten jumping off of trying to jump off of trees. So it doesn't, again, that section looks super simple, like I'm just jumping on trees. But it's actually very easy to die there. Additionally, I do that stage redless, which saves an additional half second. So your spacing also has to be really good on those trees also. Otherwise you get a red. It just makes it real dangerous, actually. If you aren't paying attention, you can definitely die really easily on that stage. Not to mention the second screen, which is just full of the pinwheels over death spikes, so there's also that. Accidentally got a head bump there, which eats your super flutter, so you don't get as much height, so I had to back it up. But luckily, I carry a mouse as a backup plan always for that, because I know that can happen. And then when you use the backup mouse, it actually still saves more time than going over the top. But bottom route is definitely more of an execution test than anything else too. Like you can mess it up and lose 20 seconds like really easily. See, sometimes there's two arcing fish here that come towards you, but sometimes they just don't spawn, and that's one of those exceptions I was talking about where, for whatever reason, it just decided not to spawn either of them. That was actually a backup egg shot, because normally I spit a monkey at that crab. So it was a good reaction there. See, those fish are consistent every time, so you can always use those to bounce on instead of fluttering if you have good enough movement or tight enough movement. To start, though, I recommend fluttering. It's a lot easier. Messing that up can risk death because those fish down there are one-shots. I'm gonna lock in for this stage. This stage is very hard. A lot of very tight movement and very tight timings for killing enemies. It feels so good when you hit all of it. Every time, it never gets old. And of course, you have to hit the intended boss skip too at the end, which is nice. It's a really good 44. Oh wait, no, this is a 43. What am I saying? Yeah, that's one of my favorite castles right now. And it goes into one of my favorite screens in the game, this one. Also very satisfying to execute. Into one of my least favorite screens. As long as I'm not dead, I am okay. Because it's so easy to die there. I'll use this Shy Guy up here to start the Baby Mario sequence just a little bit sooner. A lot of tight jumps on this movement also, just to save a little bit more time. Those guys, if you don't jump over them, make you stop, so you want to do that. We'll take plus 3.4 and 4.41 if it was just the fuzzies, because the fuzzies have ended runs before, so we are very happy with that. Cool egg shots there just to start the level. I didn't get the pipe bounce though, that makes it look cooler. The pipe bounce is frame perfect though, so I'm not upset about it. Okay, I'm glad I cleared that. I tried not to go for that, but I know I missed the egg shot, so I went for it. This is where I like to set up my egg counts for the next couple levels, so I intentionally burn an egg there, so I have 0 for this screen. I try to make 3 by the end of the screen. It just makes it a lot easier for me to like understand and count. Less to focus on. Do that because I like to have a good egg count for 4-3 personally, because I do a weird despawn at the end. It's another strat nobody else does, but it helps me get through the ending a lot quicker without dealing with the lag. It also sets me up for 4-4, which I like also having 6 eggs for as well. So this is where you kind of have to put in a lot of brainstorming for like your egg routing and stuff, which is what I like about this game too. Because it's not just like level routing and stuff like that. Also just like how you're using your utility as well. Also a very satisfying sequence to execute. Here's that despawn I was talking about nobody does. What I like to do is I like to shoot an egg at this coin here. It spawns 5 of them. And then half of the bombs here just don't spawn anymore. So it gives you free reign to just get those balloons, which cause a shit ton of lag, without having to deal with the bombs either. It makes it a lot safer to execute. Oh yeah, for sure. It's definitely like one of my favorite parts of this game is piranha skips. They feel really good to execute. Like, they give you they have a good bit of invulnerability, like 32 frames, I think, but like the actual window to start a good portion of them and get Yoshi through by the end of it is very tight. It's more like on an average of like 10 to 15 frames to actually get it. It sounds like a lot, but remember this game's like 60 FPS, so... Yeah. Because you remember you have to keep account, you have to account for Yoshi actually being able to pass through too, so you gotta get the timing on like when you hit it correctly. in accordance to where Yoshi is. And it's also like speed dependent too, so like the 1 and 3/8 at the end is extremely tight. Go. Another fun little despawn for you there. Those yellow eggs don't spawn if you have too many stars on the field. Or on the screen, whatever you want to call it. I'm very glad the stars didn't mess that up, because that could have been very bad. Because I do need that yellow guy to stay alive until I can, but not active, until I can spit the pink guy out. Because you can't kill the yellow guy with a pink guy if he's not active yet. I'm gonna make that egg just in case. Yeah, I like getting that sequence too. It's very fun. Makes you feel like TAS almost. Alright, let's see if I can get this boss fight. I've been doing a new strat that kills 2 of the medium-sized milds at a time. So hopefully I can get it. Well, that's unfortunate. I missed the ending, but I got the strat that I wanted. Oh well, we still saved a good bunch of time. This is actually now officially best pace ever, so that's pretty awesome. It's okay, just pick up the pieces. Love this strat too, it's very satisfying. And also very easy. Makes this level a lot easier. This strat's also super fun too and pretty easy to implement early on. A little melon guy boost. This section is 100% just a stylistic choice for me. There's no optimization to this whatsoever. Top players like to do a little shell jump there to cut out the flutters, but it's a lot safer just to do the flutters there. Most people will do the flutters there. Not quite at that level yet. I don't want to risk it there, because the jump after the shell jump is also very tight as well. It's very easy to fall and lose some time. It actually is a little bit slower to take those bungees, so I try not to. Like I said, those fish are RNG. There is actually not much I could have done with that. So, the vertical ones, that's one of the 2 in this level that you can get hit by. Unfortunately. Let's see if we get number 2. I hope we don't get number 2. We're close to getting number 2. I like spitting that Shy Guy there just in case, because what happens sometimes is that crab moves a little bit more to the left, and it's hard for me to get around him. And that will stop him from doing that. Another cool piranha skip there. Lost a little bit of time, but some of it was like for RNG, some of it was because I was trying to make up for messed up egg count. I like to go into the first cave with 6 eggs because it prevents the fake egg spitter from spitting spike balls out. So you don't have to deal with that also, which is RNG if it is spitting stuff out the direction they go in. That's just a personal preference of mine, though. A lot of people don't do that. I just find it makes it easier for me. I always do a preemptive tongue here, because sometimes those gusties will spawn when you land there and you can't see. It's very troll. There are some cool platform tricks you can do there to make 4-7 go a little bit faster at the end. It's not like completely auto-scrolly where you're just like jumping on the platform and waiting. But it's very easy to die doing it, so I don't go for it yet. But it is something you'll see a lot of people who have better times than me do also. So let me lock in for this castle. Well, let's despawn that because I don't want it to cause a ruckus down here. Cool. What happens, it'll spawn either the stairs, it'll hit you, or it'll mess up your timing because it'll hit the 1-up cloud. There's a lot of different things that can happen if you lose control of that shell, so I like to just wait a little bit and despawn it, if that happens. It saves you so much more of a headache. That's a fun little frame perfect trick for you. It doesn't save anything, it just looks cool. The instant ground pound jump. Oops. It's awkward movement here, but it's fine. This is technically a cutscene. You don't actually have to be doing anything here. You can just sit here and it'll go. You have to make sure you activate the cutscene though. You have to walk far enough for that, but usually when the clouds roll in, you're good to go. Good fight. It's a little bit slow, but it's not the end of the world. Very good pace in the World 5. We like to see that. It's been a while since I felt like I had pace like this. So I'm gonna try to make the most of it. See what happens. This cloud is a lot more finicky than it looks to control, and also killing that second Lakitu also is very dangerous. So I'm glad it all worked out. But yeah, that section's a little bit hard to adjust to at first when you're learning. Nice, I got the egg shot I wanted. Now I just gotta finish this screen, which is very hard. And that's good because I get a decent egg count going into 5-2. Which is important because on screen 2, I go for a strat that requires at least 4 eggs, and I despawn the save ring so I don't have to either run in the snow or jump off the cloud and jump over the save ring or anything like that. And just keep going forwards. So we'll try and go for that. Okay. Usually I like to use an egg there. I luckily had 2, but missed both times. But I was able to back this up, which is nice, so I can still do the strat that I wanted to do. Unfortunately, just lost the time on screen 1 anyway. But this isn't bad. And normally, there would be a save ring there, but it's not, because there weren't enough slots for it. This is a cool trick for you also. this ending never stops being scary, so yeah, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut and focus. It's so easy to die there. The penguin physics, if you get too close to them, can just bump you all different random directions, including downwards, which is irritating, so we try to avoid that. I'm also gonna lock in for this stage because this is, in my opinion, one of the hardest stages in the game. Okay. It's one of those stages where you're always scared, but you always feel great when you actually do execute it. Not over, I've died on the skis before, but it is a lot more relaxing than the first 3 screens, that's for sure. There are actually times where you want to get hit. It actually helps you save time, believe it or not. You also want to keep that same mentality where there are some slopes you're going to want to jump off of, and it'll help you save some time there too. So like, just a lot of clever optimizations that most people probably wouldn't realize. Just looking at the game, it just looks like I'm jumping up and down the slopes. But doing that actually saves time. But you do have to pick your spots correctly, otherwise it's very easy to die doing that. Even though I'm just pressing one button right now at a time. Like, you do have to pick your spots correctly. If you don't, it's very easy to still die. Last jump. I don't know what it is, but explaining things as I'm going is keeping me extremely calm. I don't know why. So I'm just gonna keep going. If it bothers some people, I'm sorry. This stage is very scary. I'm gonna try and lock in for it. Need you. That's also a strat I do that most people don't do, or I don't think anybody else does it, but it's comfortable for me, so that's why I do it. I'm gonna reset this situation, because holy shit, that's scary. I appreciate it. I'm not really someone who commentates very often, so I guess I'll take that. I didn't realize that I had good commentary, so good to know. I started doing it also in part 2, because the more I kept saying that, like, there's so much more depth to this game than people realize just by looking at it. Like, I realized I could probably do something about that just by talking about the game to people who stop by who normally don't play the game or just getting into the game. Because this game is actually very, 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 very detailed. There's a lot of things that you just wouldn't expect to be a thing in this game that just are a thing. And like I discussed earlier, like, we're still finding new tech in this game after 30 years. It's that deep of a rabbit hole, so... I just think it's a shame that this game isn't as popular as I think it should be, but it is what it is. I'm sure there's many other games like that also out there. There is a skip for this. This is pretty much our version of carpetless, so obviously I'm not going for it yet, not until I'm ready. I probably won't start going for it until I have like a 146 or something. At least any variant of it. There are shorter variants of it, but they're all very hard. They all require you to be able to frame perfectly repress for flutters, be able to manipulate the bats correctly and stuff like that, just so you can get through it easier. And really tight and precise timings with flutters and your movement. It's just very risky, because there's messing up one flutter is literally death, and this stage is very long. It does save a minute and a half though, I think, or something, a minute and 15 or something like that to a minute and a half. I don't remember exactly, but it's definitely over a minute of time if you do the full skip, so that's why a lot of top runners and do this in RTA, even though it's absolutely bonkers. Don't even get me started on how crazy hundo runners are when they do that skip too, because they have to get all of the items when they're doing the skip too as well. So they skip the platform but still get all the items. Here I actually like to aim a big egg backwards here to start. It's not just for style, it actually, as you can see, pans the camera backwards, and it helps me see where I need to stop first for the first egg a lot easier when I'm starting to fight. So it looks swag, but it actually has really good utility because it actually manipulates the camera. I shouldn't have done that. Alright, cool. There are no secret golden eggs. But I think there is a ROM hack called Golden Egg. I know the tool you use to make ROM hacks is also called Golden Egg, so that might be what I'm thinking of. But yeah. Fun fact. That's okay. I'd rather get hit here than over a pit. I still take that a little bit sorry. I still take that a little bit safe because personally I feel like this level is very stressful after 5-4. I feel like you're just getting into a very, very big juncture of the run, the last 25%. So, on top of it, later on, when you start doing 5-4 skip, this level actually is just like, it's very easy to lose a lot of time here if you aren't safe, if you aren't paying attention. Oh, if you ever get stuck in the crouch animation, which a lot of these vehicles will do anyways once you're finished with them, you can just hit tongue and you get unstuck from that crouch animation. So another useful tip for you. I got a firstie. Alright, this is gonna be weird. Alright, I can make it here, which is good. If you get a firstie, you don't get a free flutter. You have to repress. I didn't realize it because normally I don't get a firstie there. You just kind of have to be prepared for that, unfortunately. But we were able to back it up. It kind of gave me PTSD because there was a run where I lost 2 minutes just because something similar like that happened, where I got hit and then fell all the way down. And I wasn't able to recover Baby Mario, so I ended up losing 2 minutes, which sucked. That run's still surprisingly PB, which is hilarious, but, you know. That was when I had a much worse PB. I'm gonna try not to get hit here, because that does lose time on the auto-scroller. You stop burning eggs here, because there's a flower here also. I don't want to get that. I'm always scared going close to that, because I don't want to get the flower with the egg on accident. And I also don't want to get hit by the gusty there. Yeah, oh, I got hit once. Let's see if we can keep it one. If I got the flower, I would have been really mad. I was not paying attention to that. Go away, please. Thank you. Chickens I don't really want because the next screen I don't want to despawn the baseball guy, so I'm gonna try. Okay, if you egg cancel, you can get rid of them. Sometimes it's a little bit RNG, but you can do it. I try to get rid of all my eggs before this screen because you need that baseball guy to be there to do the strat to get up there quickly. Otherwise he despawns and you don't get to do that strat. Here you want to spam tongue because you don't want to randomly get hit by a gust like that one right there. And if I didn't do this, I would have gotten hit. That guy spawned late. That's okay. He's in a good spot for me to still bounce on him. I actually cut out a flutter because of that, so I actually didn't lose that much time, which is nice. Get the angle right on these shots, you kill those guys, and it's nice. I like to get that egg for swag, nothing really in particular. Because you don't need it for the next level. I just like it because it looks cool and it doesn't really cost you anything. But I think that might still gold. Hey Joey! I think I found my secret strat to deal with nerves. It's literally to just keep talking. I don't know why it's working, but it's working. Keep talking specifically about the game and what's happening right now. Although I might try to lock in here. It's one of those levels I feel like I should. See? Because then shit like that's gonna happen, and it's gonna be really weird from here on out. But yeah, you have to be careful about where you jump and when you jump, because it'll spawn things in different areas that you're not used to. Get all this tricky movement, which is nice. Don't fail. Yeah, he has to be yapping about the game, though. If I'm not yapping about the game, I'm probably fucking up. That piranha skip specifically, if you hug the wall and turn to the left, it turns around, the piranha does. And it makes it a lot easier to get that piranha skip. So if you're having trouble learning that, that might help you. Again, from earlier, I'm learning my lesson. I'm not gonna burn these eggs here. I know a lot of top players do, because you save frames on the title mash. But for me personally, it's not been working out, because I haven't been consistently getting the eggs that I need to get through the next screen. So, I'm just gonna do this. Of course, they give me extra eggs this time for some reason, and I still don't understand, so that's actually hilarious. This game likes to fuck with you. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Hey Marcel, welcome in. Alright. Jump, wait. This should work. It's not like the angle I'm looking for, but I can do this. As long as we make it up, we're good, right? Please just get up there. You know, there we go. That was unfortunate time loss, but we figured out how to fix it, so. That's okay. We just need to get out of here and finish the run. Exactly, it could have been way worse. I could have fallen all the way back down and had to do all of that over again with no eggs. Or less eggs, because I had extra eggs this time. Alright, let me lock in, because this guy is RNG and I have to react to everything he does. Bad RNG again, but it's fine. Okay, really bad RNG. I've got that, though. That was early, but we got away with it, so. And the good RNG on the last one, that's good. But yeah, that's literally like the worst first phase you can, or first cycle you can get. This is when he goes to the opposite direction of the currently downed peg and then stops before the next peg that's downed. It's literally just automatic time loss if you have like a good fight in your gold already. Alright, World 6, here we come. Alright, I'm actually gonna turn off notifications for this. 6-1 first screen is very technical, so I'm probably going to be locking in for that too. I actually wasn't supposed to eat that toady, I just realized. I was like, why am I getting lag? It's because I was supposed to use that to cut that little bit out, but it's fine. But yeah, eggs in this screen you want to get rid of because it makes, between that and the chomps, it makes it lag a lot. But that's fine. Gotta lock in for the last section of this also, because it's also a lot of tight timing. Very satisfying to hit when you hit it, though. But yeah, I couldn't tell you how many times I've died in that section just now. It's like very stressful too, because as you can see with the current split timer minus like the 30-second cutscene, that's like 2 minutes of time loss if you die there. It's very devastating to your runs, and it's hard to mentally get around sometimes. That's okay. I've had that happen before. Burned a lot of eggs there because this room also can be laggy sometimes. Alright, good ending. I got a little bit scared when I kind of messed up the Baby Mario start for a little bit, getting the first star, but we got through it. That's nice. Now for, in my opinion, one of the most fun, but also one of the most scary stages in the game, because this stage can seriously screw you over if you do one wrong move. So I'm gonna stay locked in, try to at least. Clean, that's actually huge. Nice, okay, good. Like I said, that level is super fun, but on pace, it's terrifying. It's... That's what we like to see. Okay, I'm jumping there. That's what's causing that. I need to just fall. Good backup, though. Be that, thank you. I'm not going for redless and flowerless here. I'm just gonna eat it. I'm too scared. I got bad RNG for it anyways. I would have had to react and do a good egg shot for it, but I think this is gonna result in a bad log, unfortunately. Please go. Alright, hopefully it picks up here. Dude, please go. Oh my lord. Okay. I landed on it too early. Okay, it's picking back up now. It just took forever to. That's gonna be a huge hit, but it's okay. I'm gonna wait for this fish because I'm going slower than normal. I'm gonna do the safe fight now too. I don't need to lose any more time here. That was just really unfortunate. That's like something you really have to watch out for, because that log doesn't lose much time if you do it correctly, but if you do it incorrectly, you lose like 15 seconds, maybe more. I'm glad I didn't do redless and flowerless, because now I have the eggs for this too. So yeah, as you can see, that's a pretty large hit, but that's fine. We can afford it right now, fortunately. You can, it's just really risky, and I don't find it necessary. It only saves 2 to 3 seconds with a good log, and that's rare that I just messed up. We lost a little bit of time, unfortunately. We lost about 10 seconds overall. Yeah. A little bit more because of individual splits, but you're looking at boss splits, which a lot of people think is the correct way to do it in individual splits is cheating. It looks like I only lost 10 seconds, but really technically I lost more, so I don't really know which is actually cheating or not, because the boss splits say that I lost less, so I don't know. To me, from that perspective, boss splits are cheating. So take that, boss splitters, instead of IL splitters. Which one's actually cheating? This is why I do both also, because it's nice to see both perspectives. I can see what other people would be looking at, because that's like kind of like the main splitting methods like people do here. It's either you're splitting boss splits or you're splitting IL splits. There are some weird people who do like to split on like key fade out. I know some hundo players that like to split on like world instead of half worlds or bosses, only final bosses per world. They like to do. Supa does that actually. They do world full splits and then IL sub splits, which is nice because I get to see all his like level times and stuff like that, and where his golds are and all that fun stuff. It's very useful information. Here's a fun trick for you guys. It only happens on 1.0 carts. By the way, every time you see me do like an instant like ground pound like that on the ground where you don't see the animation start and you see Yoshi immediately like hit the ground like that, those are actually frame perfect. Something also people don't realize. So when I'm styling like that and getting a ton of those, I'm waiting pretty well. Okay, Mario, I'm gonna need you to not be over there, please. Thank you. Appreciate it. Normally you don't want to miss that shot because it's hard to get around there without getting hit, but it's fine. Now for one of my least favorite tricks. I'm pretty sure it's mostly everybody's least favorite trick. I don't know any Yoshi speedrunner that likes this trick, but it's frame perfect and you can skip the next auto scroller and it saves 25 seconds, so you kind of want to go for it. And I got it first try, let's go. So this is the run, I think, is what people would call this. Alright, now for the real test. 6-6. 6-6 also has a handful of stupid tricks that I'm pretty sure nobody likes. So, yeah, it is what it is. We'll try and do our best. Apparently I had really good movement in the last split, better than normal, so we got a gold there because I skipped the auto-scroller and had good movement, so we'll take it. Which is crazy because I got hit, so I can definitely gold that again. Nice, first try on the key. Now, this stupid part, I'm actually gonna make an extra egg because I want one for the end. I did save one from 6-5, that's for my notes for later, I guess. And we got that first try, that's huge. Let's get the ending. That's massive. That's actually major. I've been wanting that gold for like 2 months now. Holy shit, finally. Alright. Let's play this level safe. You don't need to do anything risky. You have so much padding. this jump. We're just gonna jump up the stairs. Line yourself up with the coins. Okay. Take that a little slow. Do not hit any buttons here or else you're just dead. Fun fact, if you didn't know, X does something in this game. You can hold up and it will prevent the screen from scrolling if you're holding X. Whereas here, now I'm not holding X, it doesn't. Isn't that cool to know? Still don't really know what the use is for that, but it's cool. It's nice to know that you have full control over the camera in this game. Like, even though it just looks like a 2D scroller. I always start holding Y when I start the screen because it just buffers it, and you start running with Baby Mario immediately, and that's how I get like as much distance as I do. Because Baby Mario does run faster than Yoshi, so you kind of want that extra distance as... Alright, let me get this gate hack. You mess it up in a weird way, like it's like becomes impossible, so... I just get that, and get out of this level. Hit a bandit just for funsies. And pray to God that I do not throw the last level of this game. It's a little high there, but it worked out, so... My gut's telling me to get this. I'm gonna listen to my gut right now. Didn't need it, but you know what? I'm glad I had it. It's one of those things. Good movement. Free 1-up. Oh, I missed. Damn, no free 1-up. I'm bad. Alright, make sure your ADHD doesn't take control here. You need to keep despawning this guy, please. This level, it doesn't matter because there's no goal ring and there's also no scoreboard. So there's no scene in which you can actually lose time. Also, fun fact, let me not die first. The boss doors for this screen are actually also a save ring, so you don't need to get the save ring in here unless you're doing hundo and need stars. The more you know. Save you 2 seconds right there, because I think it's like 110 frames per save ring you get that you lose unless you already had like a ton of stars. So yeah, free time save for the people who are doing runs that didn't know that. Because I didn't learn about that till like I was like close to sub 2, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is a banger, Joey. That's okay. Alright, backed it up. Okay, good. Hey, Supa. Just in time. Hopefully just in time. I despawned it, that's okay. There's another one. Hopefully that's high enough. Okay. That should work. Maybe. Is that it? Please tell me that's it. Let's fucking go! Oh my god! Oh my god! I actually can't believe I clutched this one. Holy shit! Oh my god! Oh shit! So many failed runs! Holy shit. So many times I've gotten to this point and just fallen flat on my face. Thank fuck. Thanks for the GGs. I appreciate the... I just saw that in the corner of my eye. Oh my god, dude. Thanks for the resub. Oh my god, Santa. Holy shit, Santa. Thank you. Did not have to do that. I've got a hype train that screwed up my overlay. Holy shit. That's not a problem I foresaw happening.
By the way, you're gay.
Oh my god. I don't know what the fuck happened this run. Like, something clicked in my brain. Like, literally commenting my gameplay works. It just chilled me the fuck out. I don't know how. Like, there are obviously some real tough spots in this run, but like... Oh my god. That felt insane. And I don't know what else to say. Yeah, that's for sure. I've started to feel a little bit. I think it was Arn that said it, and saying you definitely have imposter syndrome right now. Because I just wasn't. I was getting the runs, but I just couldn't finish them. The splits are gonna look stupid for a second. 1 second. Actually, let me get this screenshot real quick first. I'll just post that, whatever. What the fuck ever. Oh wait, that's a 148 skip. Let's fucking go. I just realized. Forgot to get a 148 skip. I'm 148, I mean. I got the 148 skip. Oh my god. I was just happy to just PB after just dying in the worst fucking spots. I died in 2-6 yesterday. That's how bad runs were yesterday. Like, I was starting to get so doomer. Oh my god. Also, the sum of best gap isn't freaking insane and not like 5 minutes anymore. Finally. For everybody that keeps saying that I need to stop resetting instead of going to practice, guess what I did right before this run that solves like half my issues and half the splits I was having issues with? Fucking going back to practice and resolving those issues and then coming back better. So I don't know, maybe some things work for other people and some other things don't, but it's whatever. Honestly, there is definitely some merit to completing more runs, but I don't know what I would have done if I just kept getting more 149s. Definitely helped solve some mental blocks too. God. I'm so fucking happy. Like, incredibly happy. Yeah, the 6-6 gold is huge. 6-5 I didn't expect to gold. I hit it and I reacted so well to hitting it, and I think that's where I got that second. I'm not sure. I have to go back and retime it. 6-3 gold was nice too because I've been practicing that a lot and I've had a few runs die to it recently, so golding 6-3 also huge for me. And then some levels that I somehow played like 5-3 on this place. It's so rare for me to play this close to my gold. It's so rare. I was hitting and I wasn't making those major mistakes and then accidentally dying like I had been. Oh my goodness, this split 6-4. I got a bad log. That's where all this time loss is. I got a bad log. Which is that's so funny because it's not hard to get a good log. It's really not. So that's a free 20-ish seconds right there if I can get to 6-4. Also, this at a 1x World 1. I can definitely do better than that. My World 2, the mid 29. That's not good either. I have definitely gotten like a 28 4x a couple of times. 5x is definitely pretty feasible. I feel like consistently too. I've had, so I'm glad I continued this because usually I get super doomer around this area if I'm having a bad roll 2. 4-4. I could have golded, but I messed up the boss on accident. Like, I hit the correct strat, and then I got hit at the end trying to rush the ending and get the quick kill of all the tiny ones. And I got hit instead and lost time for that, which is frustrating. So if we can definitely still gold 4-4. Oh yeah, 4-8 had the backup reaction, which is nice. 5-2, I messed up screen 1. 5-4, yes, if you screen 1 here again, and I messed up the fight a little bit. 5-8, I don't remember. Oh, 5-8 was the arrow wheel room. That's where all the time loss was. 27th, that's pretty awesome. Top 20 soon, maybe. Who knows? Probably a little early for that. I know this is where the ladder on the leaderboard starts getting really a lot steeper, so probably going to be a much larger gap for that. Probably just aim for it to like top 25 or something. Now before you make it harder. Look, Joey, our sum of best is still kind of close together, okay? I might not be as consistent yet, but I'm still right here. Just saying. Certainly not out of this. Mango sub. Oh my god. Simp. Kidding. Unless you got gifted. Unless you got gifted. He does get a lot of gifters. Alright, let me find someone to raid. This has been nice, but I would like to go celebrate. Oh, you've been subbed for years? I used to be a Mango sub. Alright, I know exactly who I'm raiding, unless there's a Yoshi runner live right now. I'll raid them if there's a Yoshi runner, but I know who I'm raiding if there isn't. It doesn't seem like there is any Yoshi going on, so we're gonna raid one of my friends, Water Turtle, who also seems to be on a run himself. Thanks for the congrats again, Jorby. So we're gonna raid him. I appreciate everybody stopping by. This was a crazy experience. I hope to experience this again soon. Probably gonna be a little bit longer, and I appreciate the gifties and I appreciate the subs. It means a lot. Until next time. Thanks for the GG Hypnosia just in time. Raid message.